Hello. Discerning whether or not a client is ready for change or not is something you need to think about before you even start working with the client. Integrity, whatever you charge, it's too much if that client isn't ready to grow. It is too much if you recognize that they are going to pay you and they're going to go nowhere. In your own integrity, part of the interview process, part of working before you work with the client, that pre-interview, that pre-conversation, and I highly recommend we all have that. It really is a discernment. One, is this somebody you want to work with? Because we can't work with people that we know there's going to be a personality conflict. We can't work with people that we know we're going to be in a power struggle with the entire time. It doesn't serve either one of you. You're going to dread the mornings when you know you have to work with that client. And any of us that have been around a long time have had those clients when you think, what was I thinking when I took them on? Don't do that to yourself and don't do that to them. So you start in the very beginning in that pre-interview. Is this somebody who is ready to go? And how do you discern if they're ready? When you present to them what's possible, are they trying to talk you out of that possibility? Are they trying to talk you out of seeing what's possible for them? Are they trying to talk you out of them having the ability to implement the dream that they're already at, the level that they're at? Because they're not going to hire you unless they need help. So if they're saying, I'm at this position and I know I should be, and listen to that word should, I know I should be further along. I know I should know more. I know I should be doing this or that, but I'm not ready, but I don't want to, but I don't like that idea, but I don't believe in it. This is where the discernment comes in. Are they willing to grow? Are they willing to change? Are they willing to see themselves in a different way? Because if they are invested in being stuck, it's going to be a power struggle the entire time. You're going to feel as if you're doing nothing. They're going to be frustrated with you because they're doing nothing. And you're supporting them staying stuck. Now, some will tell you they want to grow. And yet, when you're in the process, you discover they speak as if they want to grow 12 yards, when in truth, they want to grow 3 inches. Then you help them grow those 3 inches. And in the meantime, you're working with them emotionally, spiritually, and physically, energetically, financially, to see how far you can encourage them to go a little bit further, to see how far you can let them see the possibility, the freedom, the excitement, the joy of achieving the goals that they presented to you, and planting the seeds for what is possible in the future. Once they achieve that, what's the possibility for the future? Plant those seeds, because that seed may become the impetus for them taking more risks and going even further. But how do you discern when they're ready and when they're not? When every single thing you present is wrong, when every single thing you present won't work, when every single thing you point out, every story you point out, every defense you point out is justified, is explained, and held on to. They're not ready. Our job as coaches, our job as leaders, is to bring out the leadership in all the people we work with. It's to bring out the abilities of everybody. Everybody we're called to help in whatever capacity. When it is so clear that they are so invested in playing it safe, you need to leave them in the safety. And I know I've said this before in other instances, but not everybody is ready to grow. Not everybody is ready to move. And that discernment is something you learn, hopefully, as you're growing as a coach, as you're growing as a leader. That discernment is something you learn to not drag or rescue people, but to bring along those who are ready to go. And even if they're ready to go 3 inches, bring them along those 3 inches. And while you're doing so, you're exposing them to 6 to 12 to 3 feet down the road. And then you'll begin to see the excitement, the freedom. Movement creates movement. Action creates action. Talk does nothing. You learn as you grow with more experience. Be open to seeing them. Be open to not taking on a client. It's important for you to see. We cannot take on everybody because not everybody truly wants to do the work. Some explore us because they're supposed to, not because they want to. Have a great day.